Hey, and welcome back to a new video. Today I want to talk about the Webflow Staging. So what is the Webflow Staging? Maybe if you have created a new project for yourself, you realize that Webflow is automatically assigning you a Webflow URL. So this URL will be the main URL of your project forever, basically. But then obviously you can add a second domain, a custom domain on top of it. For example, in my case, the Webflow domain would be maxflight.com and then some numbers .webflow.io, and my main domain would be maxflight.com. Our goal in the end is obviously to have the main domain and then send everyone towards this project. But what is the staging domain good for? So let's imagine we are doing some changes on our website. So for example, we are trying out a couple of different designs, or we want to change the content here. And then we want to try it out before it goes actually live. So in this case, I can use the staging for that. So for example, if we say instead of enabling growth, I want to say I am passionate about building businesses. And this is obviously a very minor thing to do. Then I would change the publish destination here to staging. So if I put this check mark in here, every change or the actual version of the website right now will only be published to the staging. So let's go to the main website again, and we see, oh, it still says enabling growth. But once I click on this one here to the staging, we can see, oh, okay, the text has changed. And oftentimes I can use that to just check all the changes that I have done in the project. And that is really helpful in developing. Obviously, make sure that if you change something, you can't, or like anytime you then publish to production, all of these changes will be live. So let's imagine I'm publishing the website now. Obviously, the change that I've been doing here for the heading will also be on the live version. So if I take a look at this one here, okay, this has changed. And it's also obviously still the same on the staging. I can also publish to the staging and production at the same time if I want to. So in my case now, I want to move back and have the enabling growth. So then I will just select both of them and publish to the staging. So remember, staging is here to try out some things for yourself before actually deploying to the real world. And now there's a couple of other things that you need to know about the staging. So obviously, if you have two versions of your website, we don't want Google to find the one that is on your staging, because Google should just point the users to your main website. So for our case, we go to SEO here, and on the SEO section, we want to make sure that the Webflow subdomain indexing is disabled. So that means if I click here, it means the indexing of my subdomain is disabled, and this is what I want. So I don't want to show it on the main page or in the Google search results. And now I can publish all of it again. And through that, make sure that Google doesn't find my staging. We don't want that. And yeah, that's basically how the Webflow staging works. If you have any questions around it, put them in the comments. Otherwise, follow for more Webflow and marketing content, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.